You must know who you are. Look, I'm not talking about your name or your occupation. I'm not talking about what people say about you on Facebook. I'm not talking about your PIN number. I'm talking about who you are at the core and the essence and the root of your being. Spiritual code of conduct says you have to know who you are, and that your behavior cannot make testimony about you that is not the truth of who you are. When you have a spiritual code of conduct and when you know who you are, you know who you are from the inside to the outside. And your behavior is a demonstration of what you believe to be true about you. Spiritual code of conduct says know who you are when somebody calls you out your name in your face. Be clear about who you are and what you're up to at any given point in time. Be clear about what matters to you, what you value, what you will do, what you won't do, what you can do, and what you can't do. Be clear. Clarity is a gift, and it grows and develops through practice. Be clear. Be clear about who you are. Sometimes when we do multiple things, we throw them all together and we practice each and we master none. Be clear about who you are, about what you do, what you're up to, what is your primary cause of action and call to action. You got to be clear. And listening to what Dennis Kimbrough said to me, was I a speaker who writes or a writer who speaks? I said, well, I ain't none of that. That's something that I do, but that's not who I be. Who you be? You've got to get clear about who you be, because being is an internal state. It's not about doing. It's what drives you, what elevates you, what you would do every single day of your life for the rest of your life, whether you got paid or not. That's who you be. What matters to you, that's who you be. What you value, that's who you be. And so many of us are clear about what we have to do, but not clear about who we be as we're doing it. I never really aspired to happy, because happy is usually determined by external factors. I go for the joy. Because when you have joy at home, when you have joy inside, it don't matter much what's going on out here. You understand? You got your joy. And you can come home to your joy no matter what is going on in the world. Far too many of us have our happiness, our peace, our joy, our value, our worth hooked into some external stimulation. And then we wonder why we're stressed out and overweight and can't sleep. They taught me to do the wrong things, but I voluntarily continued to do it. If I'm continuing to do the things that they taught me, and my spirit is saying, that ain't right. That's not right. You know better. You know better. You know better. So I had to start paying close attention to what I was doing based on what I had been taught.
So it's not selfish to put yourself first.
No, it's self-full.
It's self-full.
It's self-full to be first, to be as good as possible to you, to take care of you, to keep you whole and healthy. That doesn't mean that you disregard everything and everyone, but you want to come with your cup full. You know, my cup runneth over.
Yeah.
What comes out of the cup is for y'all. What's in the cup is mine. But I got to keep my cup full. Don't we do that? Don't we take on other people's stuff and make it about us when we don't know that we matter? When you don't know you matter, you will make somebody else's crazy about you. You got your own stuff to handle. You don't have to take on anybody else. People violate you when you don't have clear boundaries because you don't tell them how to behave in your life. And they run amok. They run amok because you don't have clear boundaries. The real self knows the truth. No matter what mask or what face you wear in the world, your real self knows the truth. You have to ask for what you want and don't settle for what's available or what you think you can get. Say it again. They told me say it again. A spiritual code of conduct says that you have to ask for what you want and do not settle for something because it's all you think you can have or because it's what's available. If you want it single, don't settle for it if it's married. Ask for what you want. And ask for the things that are going to up-level your wattage in life. Don't settle for things that are going to dim your light. Up-level your wattage. That your light, your gift, your talent, your truth can be so brilliant that it blinds you. And you end up reaching out for, holding on to, taking on, taking care of, housing, feeding, clothing, lending money to stuff that only dims your light.
When we think we are unworthy, it means that for some reason we believe that we have to prove we have a right to our space on the planet, in life, as we are, being who we are. And that means that we will do all manner of wonderfulness to prove we deserve to be here. And usually, some of the common things are we overcommit, overgive, we overdo, we over excuse, we overcompensate, and we stay in difficult, desperate, hurtful, harmful situations much longer than it is wise or productive to do so.
We must make our spiritual practice personal. It is of absolutely no use to read the words and study the principles and look at the book as if they're magic formulas that are going to bestow something on you. Every word you receive as guidance on your spiritual path must be received as if it was written specifically for you. Whether it's the Bible or the Torah or the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, you have to know that these words are coming to you at this time for you. Next, you must make all of your spiritual practices and insights practical. You do not need wings and feathers. You need to walk on earth. Be heavenly bound, but be good on earth. You must hear and receive spiritual teachings in a manner that addresses right where you are, just as you are right now. It is so tempting to think that you've got to wait for something in you or around you to be different before you can apply what you're learning and studying. A better way to interpret what you receive when you read or when you study is to put it in the first person, making an I frame of reference by applying it to something that's going on in your life right now. Next, you must believe that the answer to your prayer is possible, whether you've been praying it for 15 days or weeks or months, or if you prayed it this morning. Because the minute you entertain the thought, just one thought, that everyone's prayer can be answered but yours, the possibility for your prayer to be answered goes right out the window. All things are possible to those who believe.